Hello, my name is Anthony Mercia, and my presentation is over crabs. So, crabs, or just by their scientific name, Brachyura, they are crustaceans, and which consist to the Raptantia group, and they consist of walking or crawling decapods, which mainly live in the ocean, and also they are also known as the recyclers of the ocean. So their habitats. So they have three main habitats. So first, the one that's most inhabited by them is marine environments. And they usually inhabit like coastlines or in coral reefs. It's like places where they have like shelter and hiding places, and there's like food to go around. And while others, they live in fresh waters, like rivers or lakes, which are O2 rich and have plenty of hiding spaces for them as well. But very few crabs, such as the coconut crab, spend most of their life above water, and they stay relatively near coast for when mating season arrives, and usually spend their time sleeping like underground in burrows, keeping cool and moist. So how do they get food? Well, most crabs are scavengers, as that's how we know them. So they usually eat whatever they can find on the seafloor, and they use their claws like utensils and like picking away at it. And what they eat is usually organic matter that's from a dead animal that's fallen to the seafloor, or but others, like very few, actually actively hunt prey, and usually small though, never anything large, as anything large is usually their predators. But another very few are so small that they rely to something called filter feeding, and which is where they swim around the water and they have plankton go into their mouths, and that's how they sustain themselves. So the predator-prey relationship. So as predators, they usually only prey upon decaying or dead matter that's fallen to the floor, but very few, possibly bigger crabs actually actively hunt smaller living organisms. And as prey, they have many prey, usually anything bigger than them, including us. And they are most vulnerable whenever they are molting, as they can't move, or whenever they're young, since that is when their shell is the softest. So they really rely heavily on their claws and are like hard shell for defense. And here's a diagram on crabs. So as you can see, they have many unique traits that you won't see anywhere else, such as claws, a shortened body, because unlike other crustaceans like lobsters, they don't have a tail. They have thick shells and they walk sideways, which is really good for mobility and agility. So where are they on the tree of life? Here I have a relative phylogenetic tree of where they would be. And here on the left, I have their domain all the way from broad to specific and infraorder, which is where they are classified as Brachyura. So their importance. So in the ecosystem, since they are known as scavengers, cleaners, recyclers, think of them almost as fungi of the ocean, and where they consume dead organic matter that falls to the seafloor, and that way they keep their ecosystem clean. And they also control small fish populations as well. And for humans, they are also a very popular food source for us, which is one of my favorite foods. And they also create jobs which drive our economies, like fishermen. And but scientists also use them to study muscle movement. And they also use their blue blood in the research and making of many medication. And they also act almost as an early warning system to us, since they are very sensitive to pollution and changes in their habitat. We can monitor them and see if there's too much pollution or if there's something going on. And here are my cited sources, and thank you so much.